The Playboy. I'm having a hard time. I love 3 women. This is hell, and it's been going on for 3 months. What do I do now? That boy must be quite a man. 1 woman is enough. He needs protection, cool. But if you've been tolerating this for 3 months, you should wait a little longer. Time solves everything. As women are always more perceptive than men, if he can't do anything about it, they will be forced to do something. John and Mary began making love next to a train track. As the act progressed, they rolled to the tracks of the oncoming train. The engineer, seeing the 2 bodies ahead, stopped the train just in time. Since delay trains is a serious offense, at the trial, the judge demanded an explanation. "Now look, John," said the judge, "I am a man of the world and I can understand that you and his girlfriend wanted to have some fun, but why didn't they get out of the way of the train?" "Well, it is, Your Honor," John said. "I was arriving, the train was arriving and Mary was coming, and I thought that whoever could stop would stop. Is this a blessing? After being alone for a long time, I fell in love with 3 women at the same time, which was easy at first. However, as soon as it started to enter a deeper relationship with one, I either ran to the next one, or she wanted to be with someone else, and so on. So, joy and suffering are very close to each other, but I wonder, am I avoiding something? Doesn't this guy think 3 is more than enough? He thinks he's avoiding the 4th? It only takes 1 woman to create hell, and this guy still asks, is this a blessing? It must be a curse in disguise. What happened to Jack? I haven't seen him for centuries. Oh, he married the girl he saved from drowning. And is he happy? You bet. But now he hates water. This man must be a great soul, or because he is so unconscious that not even 3 women manage to create no problem for him, or because he is so enlightened that, who is that mind? On the way home from work, on a given night, 3 passengers made friends in the club car and, after the 3rd round, began to brag about the relative merits of their respective marital relationships. "My wife meets me on the train every night and we've been married for 10 years, proclaimed the first with pride. "That's nothing," sneered the second. "My wife finds me every night too, and we have been married for 17 years. "Well, I won from you 2 fellows," said the 3rd passenger, who obviously was the youngest of the group. "How do you know that?" the first companion wanted to know. "I suppose you have a wife who meets you every night too," disdained the second. "That's right," said the 3rd passenger. "And I'm not even married. 3 women and not even married. They will make a soccer ball out of it." And he still asks, "Is this a blessing?" With a question mark, of course. Must have a little more caution. This is dangerous terrain for people like him. There are so many women in this story that, if it goes on like this, we'll soon have nothing left of him. And besides, I miss a disciple needlessly. Think of me too. Weinstein, a very wealthy businessman, had an unattractive daughter. He found a young man to marry her, and after 10 years they had 2 children. Weinstein called his son-in-law into the office one day. "Listen," he said, "you gave me 2 beautiful grandchildren. You made me very happy. I will give you 45% of business." "Thanks, Dad. Is there anything else I could do for you?" "Yes, buy my share. I'm ready to buy the boy's share, whatever the price. But he will have to consult the 3 women. Love is important. A good learning opportunity, but only one. A school is enough, 3 schools is too many. And with 3 women, the boy won't be able to learn a lot, as it will be in a big mess. It's better to be with one so you can be fully with her, so that you can understand her and her own desires more clearly, and so that it becomes more unclouded and less distressed. Because love, in the beginning, is just an unconscious phenomenon. It's biological. It's nothing precious. Only when man acquires perception of the situation, when you become more and more reflective about it, it starts to become precious, begins to fly high. Intimacy with a woman, or a man, is better than having many relationships superficial. Love is not a seasonal flower. It takes years to grow. And only when it grows is that goes beyond biology and begins to have something spiritual. Just keep too many women, or many men, keep the individual shallow. Entertaining maybe, but in the superficiality. Busy to be sure, but that occupation will not help with inner growth. A one-to-one relationship, a sustainable relationship for both of you to understand each other more deeply, it's quite beneficial. Because it's like this. And what is the need for understanding the woman, or the man? The need is due to the fact that every man has a part feminine in her being, just as every woman has a masculine part. The only way to understand, the easiest way to understand, the most natural way to understand, is to be in an intimate and deep relationship with someone. In the case of the man, he must be in a relationship intimate and deep with a woman. Must let trust grow for all barriers to dissolve. Get so close to each other that you can look deeply inside each one. Don't be dishonest with each other. And if you have a lot of relationships, will be dishonest and lie continually. You will have to lie. You will no longer be sincere. You will have to say things you don't want to say, and everyone will suspect. It's very difficult to generate confidence in a woman when the man has some other relationship. It's easy to deceive a man because he lives off intellect. On the other hand, it is very difficult, practically impossible, to deceive a woman because she lives intuitively. The man will not be able to look directly into the woman's eyes. He will be afraid that she will start reading your soul. Due to so many lies he hides, so much dishonesty. Therefore, the man who has many relationships at the same time is not going to be able to delve deep into the woman's psyche, and that's the only thing that is needed, to know one's own female inner part. The relationship becomes a mirror. The woman starts looking at inside the man and begins to find the masculine part itself, while the man looks at inside the woman and begins to discover her own femininity. And the more man becomes aware of its feminine part, the other pole, more complete it can become, besides more integrated in its entirety. When the male part and the female part, both internal to the man, disappear among themselves, dissolve among themselves, that is, when they are no longer separated, when they become an integrated whole, man will have become an individual. Carl Gustav Jung calls this the individuation process. He's right. He chose the right word for that. And the same with the woman. However, relating to many people will keep the shallow man entertained, busy, but he will not get his growth. And the only thing that what matters in the final analysis is growth, the growth of integration, individuality, the growth of a center in itself. In addition, this growth needs that the person knows your other part. The easiest approach for a man is to first meet the woman in your outer part, so that you can then get to know the woman inside, just like a mirror. The mirror reflects the face, shows the man her face, and the woman becomes her mirror, and the man becomes her mirror. The other reflects your face, but if the man it has many mirrors around it and it runs from one mirror to another, and it hides each of the mirrors from the another, he will create chaos and go mad. A man falls in love with a woman because she is young. The physiology, the proportions of the body, the face, the eyes, the eyebrows, the hair color, the way she walks, the way she turns around, the way she says hello, the way she looks. Everything is new, the territory as a whole is unknown, and the man would like to investigate this territory. It's inviting, it's very inviting. He was caught and was hypnotized. And when it starts to get closer, it starts running away. It's part of the game. The more she runs away, the more enchanting she becomes. If she simply says, "Yes, I am ready," half the enthusiasm disappears at that very moment. In fact, the man will start thinking about how to escape. So she gives the man the opportunity to pursue her. In no other situation, people are never as happy as in a courtship. Very happy. Because it's a chase. Man is basically a hunter. So when woman is chased, the fact that she runs away, tries to hide here and there, avoid him, say no, causes the man got more and more excited. The challenge becomes intense. The woman has to be conquered. Now he's ready to die for her, or do whatever it takes. But the woman has to be conquered. And he needs to prove he's not an ordinary man. However, once married, all interest was in the pursuit, all interest was in the unknown, All interest was based on the fact that the woman was apparently unconquerable. However, now it has been conquered. And how is it possible to keep that old interest? At best, one can pretend, but it is impossible for the old interest to remain. The relationship starts to cool down. The couple start to get bored with each other because now there are other women who are new territories again. They attract, provoke, stir. The same is true with thoughts. People are enchanted by a kind of thought, but the moment you get acquainted with that thought, the honeymoon ends, love ends. They start to want to be interested in something else, something new that provokes emotion again, a stimulus. In this way, you go from one woman to another, from one man to another. This type of search will never allow man enough time to build trust.